Victor, who's our guest star for tonight?
Well, Don, tonight we have a man on the program who is so horrible that he scares everybody that hears him.
I know about you, Victor, but who's our guest star?
Don, our guest tonight is Peter Lorre.
Peter Lorre!
Thank you, Mrs. Lorre. Don, this Peter Lorre really frightens everybody.
Well, you're not afraid of meeting him, are you?
Well, frankly, I am. You know, Don, I saw one of his pictures, and all through it, the poor woman next to me kept screaming. But the usher finally quieted her.
How did he do that?
He threw me out. See, that was all.
Well, Victor Peter Lorre isn't a scary fellow. He just plays that kind of a part. There really are no werewolves or ghosts.
But in Denmark, there are. There are even haunted castles in Denmark. As a matter of fact, my ancestral manor, Borge Castle, is haunted. But what a castle that was. 30,000 workmen built it. They built it with blood, sweat, and tears. 2 years later, they had to rebuild it with brick, stone, and mortar.
Well, what's the legend connected with it?
Well, Don, it seems that in the 13th century, one of my ancestors was visited by the then ruler of Denmark, King Mo the Schmo. Sounds silly, but it is true. And during the royal feast, the king raised his glass and said, "Skål." My ancestor raised his glass and said, "Skål."
They were drinking wine?
No, suntan lotion. And while they were drinking, somebody slipped poison into the smorgasbord. And the king died a horrible death. And he has been haunting the castle ever since, they say. You know, I once spent a night in that haunted castle, and I'll never forget it. When I opened the door, a man said to me,
"May I check your head, sir?"
"My head? Look, my name is Victor Borge, and as long as I'm going to inherit this castle, I would like to look around." Gee, here are portraits of all my ancestors on the wall. Ingolf the Ignorant, Rolf the Repulsive, and Sven the Shamil. In the old days, everybody looked up to my ancestors. They had to. They were always hanging from such high trees. Hey, there's an ancestor I don't recognize. Oh, that's a moose head. For a minute, I thought it might be Uncle Harry. And then there was my Uncle Lars. What a man. Say, I heard that this castle is haunted. Is that true?
I'm afraid so, sir. Every night at this time, the ghost of Borge Castle walks. Here he comes now.
I told him to get my Skit chains. Good evening, sir.
Don't you touch me.
Why? I won't hurt you. Come on, let's shake.
All right.
Please pardon my glove.
Why?
Oh, there's no hand in it. Come on, let's start shaking.
I already am. Say, you are not the king Mo the Schmo? You are Peter Lorre.
No, I'm the ancestral ghost of Peter Lorre.
Ah, you're a phony. I don't believe in ghosts.
You don't?
No, every night my cousin says to me, "Victor, there's no such thing as a ghost." He tells me that every night, and he ought to know.
Why?
He's been dead for 10 years.
I'm a ghost, all right. It's my fate to haunt this castle. Every night I go from room to room haunting. But there's one room in this castle where no man dares enter.
What room is that?
The ladies' powder room.
Are there lady ghosts in this castle, too?
Oh, yes. I've got a girlfriend that's the cutest little ghost you ever saw. Oh, she's out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Say, why don't you and I go out on a double date?
Yes. Maybe she can dig up a friend for me.
Oh, no. No, I always say 2 is company, 3 is a shroud.
Do you always say things like that?
Yes.
No wonder you are dead.